Hey guys, it's Rissa Grillo. Today we are making a patchwork quilted jacket. I'm really excited for this because it's something I've always wanted to try because they're so beautiful and like really simple to actually make if you really enjoy sewing. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe for weekly videos. Hopefully I can make more of them and sell them on like my Etsy account. I'll put the link of my Etsy account down below just in case I do. And if you would rather read this video than watch it, I have a blog that I'll put the link down below so you can click on it. So the first thing I did was create my patterns, which is right here. I have a bunch of them made. But in order to do your own pattern, all I did was lay the jean jacket straight on the ground and then trace like the outlines. And it was a little hard to do because the jacket was folded in some places and I had to guess like where some parts went. But like in the end, I'm gonna sew it anyway, so if it's a little messed up, I can just fix it along the way. So right now I'm gonna cut out all my patterns and size them together. This is what they should look like when they're all cut out. They don't have to be perfect because honestly, even in college, I got really low grades for neatness when it came to pattern making. So honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect or neat as long as you can read it yourself. So for me, I'm making mine where it's just one full back, which is this piece. And I'm cutting 2 of these for the sides. I'm cutting 2 of these for the sleeve. And I'm cutting 2 more for the sleeves because I have a front and a back sleeve. And this is the most fun part by picking which designs I want to use. I got this notebook a really long time ago with a bunch of little squares that show me different kind of patterns that I can do. And there's so many. So I decided to do this design for the back. And I was thinking this for the sides. So now I have to choose fabrics, and for this design I'm doing 2 different fabrics, and I'm using this flowered pattern with this pattern with it. They look like they go perfectly together, so I was like, why not use it? And now I have to cut out squares for each one and then cut it into a rectangle. So some of these already came with squares cut out, so I decided to trace this onto my regular fabric and cut them out from there to create a whole bunch of squares. So I'm going to fold my fabric inside out so that way when I draw with pencil where the square is, it won't show on the outside. So I folded it inside out and I'm placing it on top and I'm going to trace around it. But for me, I'm going to do dots with a sharp because I can't find any of my pencils. And this is what it looks like. And I'm going to cut it. And then after you have your whole pile, and then after you have all your squares cut out, I drew a line with my ruler across the whole square. You can see all those little black dots, and I'm going to cut across to create a triangle. It's triangle. I don't know why I say rectangle. I said that in my last video too. I called a triangle a rectangle. They're like totally different. Also, you might want to iron your fabric before actually cutting the squares because I didn't do that and it's kind of hard because some of them are like bending over. So here's to the next fabric. This fabric is honestly so cute. It reminds me of spring and like Easter, which is kind of not that great for right now because it's fall. But if this comes out good, I'm thinking about doing a fall one with like plaid material. Like that would be really cute. Let's just hope this comes out good. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here. I can't put my air conditioner on because you guys can't hear me. So I'm just gonna have to like pull my hair up. So I'm gonna cut out this square and turn it into a triangle, not a rectangle. And here is my other huge pile of fabric. This makes me so excited, like looking at all like the colors and stuff. So here is my other pile of triangles. Right now I'm going to pin them together to create the design I want. To do this, I'm just going to pin both of the fabrics like this design. So basically, to make it simple, all you basically do is look at a square and pin it like that, and then combine each square to each other, so then it creates a design. So just start by like pinning each square. So I just finished pinning them, and honestly it didn't make that much, so I'm definitely gonna have to repeat this process until I have enough for like all my patterns. But for right now, to make it really simple, I'm going to sew each triangle together to make a square, and then I'm going to put those together, but I'll show you what I do. So I came back from sewing and I realized that my squares are like lopsided squares, so it's because I accidentally cut them wrong. So now I have to like go back and turn them into like normal size squares, because I'm afraid when I sew it, it's just gonna come out like really weird. Yeah, but I'm not gonna show you that because it's like really boring, so I'll be back. So I just finished cutting them and they came out a lot smaller now that I had to cut them, but that's fine. This is what they look like. And I'm going to create this design by pinning them together, and I'll show you what they look like afterwards. So now I'm going to sew these together and I'll show you what they look like afterwards. So I totally messed up, guys. I just realized I've been tracing rectangles this whole time, and I was supposed to be tracing squares. So now I have to kind of redo all of it, but not all of it because I don't have that time. So I'm going to make each square 4.5 inches long. See, now these are perfect squares. I re-sewed 4 of the correct size squares, and now I'm going to pin them together and show you what they look like pinned together, because it creates this whole design that I chose. She literally took my whole sewing spot. I don't know what to do. I don't want to move her. She looks so cute. So basically, this is what it looks like. I'm going to test it out and see if it actually like fits on the back. So this is the center back piece. I'm probably going to make this a lot shorter than I expected. So I'm moving on to the side jacket. I'm just going to create the pieces now for it, which is literally the same steps I took before. Basically, I have to measure, cut, pin, and sew, and then I have to do again, and again, and again. Really long process. So guys, it's literally 4:30 and I started at like 1. It took me this long just to make each piece of fabric for each pattern, and these are all of the patterns so far. So for the sleeves, it's pretty boring. I had to just sew like this one fabric to here because I literally am out of fabric. And then for the center back piece, I created this really pretty design. And then for the side of the jackets, I created these 2 designs because I need 2 of them. Also, sorry about my ugly floor. I don't know who would decide to make floors look like these. They're literally so ugly. Hey guys, so I changed my location because it took so long to already do what I did, and I also messed up for like an hour and a half. It's just a stupid mistake of a rectangle. It's the next day and now I'm doing the cutouts. So now I'm putting the paper on top of the fabric and tracing it so I get an outline to sew everything together. So this is what I did. And now because it's pinned in place, I'm going to trace the whole thing. I know it's really hard to see, but there's black lines on here that show where I traced the pattern. And now we have to cut it out.
Yeah.
So I tried it on and it fits, and this is what it looks like all pinned together. So now I'm going to create the lining. To do this, I'm just going to lay the fabric pieces that I already cut out on top of it and trace it and then cut it out and then just sew it in piece by piece.